Hello, beautiful people. How are you doing? You are welcome back to our channel. We are the farming couple and we are the loving couple. As you can see, today we are on our potato plantation, the very first for the year. And just like we said in the video the other time, in our last video, that we almost had a drought here because when rain was falling massively everywhere, when there was heavy downpour everywhere, we had a form of drought. This is the second time rain will be falling here this year, so it fell massively on April 12th, and then we've decided to come here to on April 11th, and then we've decided to come here to the April 12th to maximize that opportunity. We've already made our heaps, just like we showed you in our last reel. We've already made our heaps, and so once the rain fell, we said, oh, let us come back and then plant. And just like you can see, we've not been able to get laborers since the beginning of the year. It's been a tough battle, but we can't wait any longer. Of course, this is more capital intensive because these ones you have to pay them immediately, unlike the other laborers where you have to just feed them and then wait till the end of the year before feeding them and before paying them. These ones to pay them in full immediately they are done with work. So once you are cash strapped, then it means you'll be able to further with your farming work. And you know that farming is time sensitive. Farming is time sensitive. As we are planting this now, if we wait further, it means that some other people will get to the market before us. Of course, some had already planted since March, and so they will definitely get to the market before us. But we still want to take advantage of the early market, early harvest, because that is what will give us the kind of yield and the kind of financial boom that we've been praying for. So we have three people working with us. Of course, there are two people here now because another one is is transporting the vines down here while they are planting. As you can see, we've actually sorted out the vines. You can watch our last reel to see how they were sorting it. And one of the things that I want you to learn from us is that we are given to excellence. We are given to excellence. Anything short of excellence, we hate it. And of course, last year, despite planting several acres of potato, and then we did well, beyond or more than the previous year. But this time around, we are bringing those that you can actually call expert. These ones are from the northern part of the country, and then they really know how to what's it called, plant this thing. They've been planting it. It's been over 10 years that they've been planting it, and so we are bringing them to ensure expertise. And as you can see how they are planting it, because last year one of them that we brought to farm to check what we've done complained that instead of us getting just 2-3 potatoes per heap, we should be getting about 6. We can be getting about 7. So I said, oh, so let's just come. So just come and do it. And I'm also learning so that when they are not there, we'll be able to replicate the same excellence. We'll be able to replicate the same thing. And you can see how they are planting it. After sorting it, they just like they were informed by their boss, who is a very close friend of mine, that they should ensure that at least the leaves are actually in 2 places. This one, and then this another one. So to ensure germination, then to ensure that, because you don't know when next the rain will fall, and we should do the right thing for us to get the right result. And for us this year, everything will be different. Everything will be different because we'll be sticking this aspect of the farm. Yes, some of them have been looking at me and say, oh, since you want to waste your time, you want to waste your effort. But we are not wasting our time, we are not wasting our effort. We If you can remember, for those of you who have been following us since last year, we ran a sample of this last year, and then I can tell you that the result was different in those aspects that we staked. So be staking as much as we can this year too, so that we can get the kind of results that we want, so that you can get the kind of result that we want. So we are working hard on the farm, and if you want to plant too, you can see how they are planting it, so that you can replicate it. We want abundance of food. We want zero hunger, which is SDG2, just like we have always confessed. And if we have to do that, every one of us, we must get down to work. All hands must be on deck to achieve the kind of result that we want, because we cannot do it alone, and Africa must actually arise to feed itself. We can't have more than 50% arable land, and yet we still depend on those who don't have these things, who do it artificially. No, that is an insult to us. So every African youth must get up to ensure that we do these things. So that is what we just want to inform you this moment, and you can see how it is being planted. Follow it carefully, so you can do it if you have a garden, one plot anywhere, two plots, 1 acre. You can do it. Of course, you don't expect to get the same yield as those doing 10 acres, but at least you will get something good. And we are expecting higher tons this time around, because we'll be staking. Maybe we'll apply fertilizer. We are not sure of that yet, depending on how things turn out within the first 4 weeks of planting. That will determine our next line of action. So all in all, you can see, look at this. So this is where we'll actually germinate. You see where it's pointing at? You can see. So at least we are expecting about 6 or 7, right? Yeah, so you can see. So those are the aspects that will turn to potato that you will consume. So if we just put those the stem I mean those stalks that we counted, or the stems that we counted, if we just have just 1 or 2 over there, it means you'll be expecting just 2 potatoes in a heap, whereas you can get 7, you can get 6, you can get 5. So it means you are shortchanging yourself, just like the way we shortchange ourselves due to ignorance last year. Of course, we are not taking that route again this year, and that is why we are doing all this. So it's been a wonderful experience, and you can see I'm already digging the holes for the staking already. Some people are saying, oh, it's only yam that you should be staking. I said, oh, if yam is a tuber plant, and then we have to stake it, so why won't we stake potatoes too? So follow us through this journey. This is April 12th that we are planting. So let's do the countdown together. Maybe we'll be harvesting by July ending or August, depending on how things turn out. We pray for more rainfall, because it's acres of land, and we have at least about 3,000 heaps here or so, and we can't actually wet it without getting machine for irrigation. But since we lease this place, of course, we've been liaising with the owners, so that we can actually use it. If they eventually allow us, then we can. But all in all, this is April. We shouldn't be thinking of irrigation in this part of the world. So this is everything, as you can see. So we'll still plant it all across our place, and then everything will turn out well by the grace of God. So are you planting yours already? Especially those of you reaching out to us for, what's it called, for vines. Are you planting it already? And let me tell you a story about our vine. And this is why we bought vines. We bought these vines actually. You know, we planted acres last year, and you'll be wondering, why did we buy vines? We bought vines because where we were expecting to get our vines, we went there this morning. That is where we planted last year, and they have already been infected due to the long drought, due to lack of rainfall. You know, we've harvested since November. Of course, something about potatoes is that you can use the vine for 2 3 years. If once you plant it this year, in the next 3 years, even if you do nothing, the vines will still be there for you to harvest. So we thought we could just get our vines and then do the necessary things. Oh, lo and behold, we were disappointed when we got there. The vines have been heavily infected, heavily infected. So we planting it means taking very logical risk. It means we won't be expecting any high yield, and instead of them to actually turn to potato, maybe we'll be having some kind of sticky uh tubers, which nobody will buy from us. So instead of going uh that route, we decided to contact someone who has planted it since February, so that you can give us fresh ones. And so you can see they just harvested these ones now from the farm, just from their farm back, I mean, into our farms, just about 20 minutes difference, and then we are planting them already. Because I hate it when we leave vines for too long without doing anything on them. I so much hate it, because some of you buy vines and then you leave it to the second, third day, when they will have shrinked, when you wouldn't get the best out of them. No, that is not how things have been done. So we'll be spending huge amount of money to so we'll be spending huge amount of money just to plant the entire farm. But yes, I'm pleased to spend that huge amount of money and then get the needed results, and than just to manage the infected one and then cry at the end of the day. We spent so much already clearing the farm, we spent so much making the heaps, and so why can't we just endure the last phase, which is the planting, so if we decide to, I mean, cut corners, it means the result also will cut us corner. It will dribble us. Let me use that the Yoruba interpretation. It will dribble us, and we don't want to be dribbled, because it will be premium tears. And we are very sure that you don't want your favorite farming couple to cry. You don't want us to cry. So that is why we bought our vines. So if your vines also have been infected, please don't use them. Please don't use them. Please don't use them. We so much love you. We want results that will be in form of testimony. We see this as a calling, and we are doing it with the whole of our heart, because the Bible says that whatsoever your hand finds doing, that you should do it well. You should do it well, because it said that it will prosper the works of your hands. It will prosper the works of your hands. So we believe in that prosperity, but before we confess that prosperity, we believe in doing it well. We believe in excellence. So this is why we bought vines. But by next year, we will look for better ways to preserve our own vines. I mean, by the end of this year, we'll look for better ways to preserve our own vines, so that we wouldn't have any reason to buy again, because it's actually a slap on our face if those that we call illiterate can give us these fresh ones, and why we ourselves, we don't really have. That's an insult on us, and we are going to stop that insult this very year. We are going to stop it this very year. So follow us. We are just starting the planting, and once we are done with start planting, after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we'll be bringing you more updates. You will see what is going on this portion of the farm. We so much love you. Thank you for being there for us. Please subscribe. That is the only gift you can give us. Please hit the subscription button, and always come back to learn more. Always come back to see how you can become a 7-figure farmer in Africa. Always come back to see how you can become a 7